You have said that quietness, silence, comes unsought. But can we live in ways that will allow it to come more readily? I don't quite what it means. You have said that quietness, silence, comes unsought. But can we live in ways that will allow it to come more readily? Oh yes, you can, by taking a pill. No? By taking a drug, get drunk. See, look at the question, you want something readily. You don't want to squeeze the orange, but you buy the orange in a tin. You follow? Something readily, quickly. Have you ever inquired into what is silence? What is silence? What is peace? Is peace between two wars? That's what's happening. What we call peace is between two wars. This war, like the next war, is to end all wars. Do you understand that? You have understood that phrase? This war, like the next war, is to end all wars. That is peace between two noises, is peace between two wars, is peace between two rows, quarrels. So what is silence? It cannot naturally be bought in a shop or a pharmacy, right? I would like to buy it quickly and get on with it. But silence cannot be bought. Nor peace cannot be bought. Right? If that is so, what is silence? Silence must mean space, mustn't it? I can be very silent in a small space. Enclose myself, shut my eyes, and put a wall around myself, concentrate on some potty little affair. And in that, there can be a certain amount of peace, certain amount of silence. Right? I can go into my den, my reading room or a quiet room and sit there. But the space is limited when I do that. Not only my little room, but in my brain also, the space is very, very limited. Right? Because most of us have never even thought about all this. So, what is space? Is space from one point to another? Is space a limited dimension? Or space without a center? Therefore, without a center, therefore no border. You understand? as long as I have me, my problems, my selfish demands, my, it's very limited, right? That limitation has its own small space. But that little space is a form of self-protective wall to remain in there, not to be disturbed, not to have problems, not to have, you follow all the trouble and so on. So for most of us, that space of the self is the only space we have. And so we are, from that space, we are asking what is space? I wonder if you followed it. Am I making the question clear?
Sure. You're saying we've got to have space so that we can have an understanding.
What's that?
What? So that we can have an understanding of silence.
I can't.
Time for silence.
One can't hear it. If you heard it, please.
Melody. We need to have space so that we can have an enjoyment. That's the time for the pleasure of silent melody. Space. We can't enjoy or understand silence or have silence.
You're saying we have to have space to understand, the space to enjoy.
Of course. Space to understand, space to enjoy. But always that's limited, isn't it? So where there is limitation, there cannot be vast space. That's all. And space implies silence. Noise doesn't imply space. I don't know if one sees that. All the noise that's going on in towns between people and all the noise of modern music, there's no space, there's not silence anywhere, just noise. Maybe pleasant or unpleasant, that's not the point. So, what does it mean to have space? Space between two notes on the piano. That's a very small space. Or silence between two people who have been quarreling and later on resume the quarreling. Right? All that is a very, very limited space. So, is there a space that's limitless? Not in heaven, not in the universe, but in ourselves, in our whole way of living, to have space. Not imaginative, not romantic, but actual feeling of vast sense of space. Oh, you say yes, I understand that intellectually. But to receive that question, what is space? What's the content of that? To receive it entirely, with all your senses, then you will find out what it is. If there is such a vast space which is related to the universe.